Welcome to Insert Title Here, the podcast that isn't eating the dogs or the cats, we're eating your mother's pussy. My name is Adam, also known as Technical Cake Mix, and joining me today are the usual peons. Peons, introduce yourselves.
Thank you for listening to Insert Title Here. This is a great episode. You can catch us on our usual socials. Have a great day. Bye.
We do not condone, endorse, or support any of that bullshit in advance.
I was just gonna do a fucking like the only podcast to teach you to do a motherfucking infinite because I've been playing a lot of Marvel, but no, you had to go with pussy eating and like not even 10 seconds in. The fuck is wrong with you?
The pussy eating ain't the part that I'm no, that's not even the bad part.
No, I know, I'm aware. I know, I'm aware.
We gotta,
How are you supposed to light punch, medium punch, light kick, heavy punch someone's pussy infinitely?
I mean, you try hard enough.
First you gotta go diagonal, then go up, then go diagonal, then go up.
I live for
It
the
drops
reaction.
after 59 hits.
I live for the reaction of these guys. I swear to God. Jokes aside, my name is Adam, also known as Technical Cake Mix, and of course I'm joined by our usual troop of fun people, and that includes, for the first time in a while, Flyer. Welcome back, Flyer.
Hey, it's me, unfortunately.
No. Fortunately, you're always fun to have about.
we're the only fucking podcast or show or whatever out there that takes fucking 49 episodes to get all fucking 4 hosts
yeah.
on.
For once.
When will Mark return from the war?
Yeah. Mark's always our featuring.
I always love that we always do featuring Mark Stone. It's just like
We should do it for episodes where he's not here, and then when he is, we just don't have that part in.
So like in my heart, he's always like, it's always featuring Mark Stone. But the main reason why I don't make that like a recurring joke or whatever is because fucking Critical's old podcast, the official podcast, used to do that as a recurring bit with I Hate Everything, and I'm like, I don't want to copy too many people. I'm original, I swear.
That guy.
Yeah, okay, but what does the moist meter say about Halo?
Oh, God. Oh, I almost died immediately. Jesus Christ. For our viewers at home who aren't watching the YouTube version, which I guess is the Spotify version, I'm playing Halo Infinite fucking the entire time we're doing this. Yeah, Infinite with the S because to me it's a sequel.
Lamp speaks fluid typo.
Yeah.
I speak fluid type, bro.
No, you and I speak.
I'm also incredibly fucking high, so please forgive me for anything I might have to edit out myself.
Would you believe that me and Devin are sober today?
Hey, I'm sober.
Ish.
so far.
I'm finally out of the fucking void. I have my own fucking space. I am safe at home, no longer the victim or at the mercy of David Michael Draymond. And it hasn't been quite a week. Tomorrow will be a week of me finally being outside the void and being a real person again. And I don't want to jinx it. God damn, it's been pretty nice.
Did you say you were gonna go live tomorrow?
That's the intent, but I just broke open broadcasting, so why did I just say the entire fucking... Okay, I just broke my streaming shit, so that depends on if I get that fixed or not. We'll see.
I'll ask you after the recording. What did you do to OBS exactly? But there's a million fucking things you can break in OBS.
You look at it wrong and it breaks.
Sometimes OBS breaks itself.
Yeah.
This one was definitely my fault, because I was trying to get the recording software Reaper to stop fucking scanning for this fucking broken VST that I didn't get rid of. But then I got really high while I was doing that, and when I get high, I get impatient, and so then I just shift deleted all of the things it was trying to scan. Turns out, Open Broadcasting, stop saying the full name. OBS was fucking, had that open in the default project and would fatal error the entire fucking time. And just instead of figuring out how to fucking reset that, I just deleted the entire software and reinstalled it.
OBS stopped working and I know why. He got high.
Oh no.
Cause he got high. Cause he got high.
That's insane.
Yeah. Thank you, Dev, for being on my wavelength with that.
Yeah, for me, one day OBS was working, and then the next it's like, oops, you need to install like the new .NET bullshit, and I'm like, nothing has changed. What do you mean?
I'll be real, I'm so paranoid about OBS and my plugins. I haven't updated OBS in probably like 7 years. I just installed it and I've left it alone. I'm just like, nope, you work. I just need you to record gameplay and stream from time to time. Nope.
Yeah, and you'll also now be using it to record VHS, just to make that one man upset.
Oh god, are we going right here already?
Yeah.
Devin, who's been remarkably quiet this podcast, is now grinning ear to ear because now I'm the one suffering.
I'm sorry. It's very funny that like you as a gesture of goodwill, you went ahead and recorded that VHS of a training video for Toys R Us on the release of the Game Boy Advance. And you, as a gesture of good faith, did it and uploaded it to the Internet Archive. And
Which we told him to do instead of his own YouTube channel.
And some fuck ass idiot on Reddit was
multiple fuck ass idiots.
Big nerd was like, the aspect ratio is wrong on this. It's actually supposed to be 4:3 and not 16:10. And I would appreciate it if you could upload it into a format of FFmpeg or some other file format that happens to be readable by the security cameras that I use at work.
Oh, it gets better.
Not to be the Linux nerd here, but fucking FFmpeg is the software that's used to convert it. It's not the file format.
Still.
It was the RF, I think, was the file format.
Now.
No, you're fine, Danny, because you understand because he was asking for some really weird shit, and then someone else came in and basically told him off for being a Linux nerd and said like, no one's expected to actually do that. You know that, right?
Actually, let me be informative. For the people at home who don't use Linux, which is a majority of you, and I don't blame you, fucking FFmpeg is like, it's used for like conversions for videos and like rendering and like processes a bunch of different audio codecs and shit like that. But like, it's all command line, and it's fucking. I have zero desire to learn that program. There's a lot of programs that take it and then like give it a GUI and shit. I'll use some of those sometimes maybe, but like, even though I use Linux, I'm still the kind of motherfucker who just installs VLC media player and watches my Blu-rays.
Like I must admit, if I need to convert any file types, be it video, audio, Handbrake. I don't care. It's a bit Mickey Mouse. That shit works. But yeah. So the full story. About a couple months for the people at home, because I haven't spoken on the podcast yet. A couple of months ago, I was at a flea market. I came across a box of free VHS tapes, and inside of it was, as Devin mentioned, Toys R Us branded training video from the release. About a couple of weeks ago, before I went on vacation, I got lucky, and I found a high-end stereo system quality VHS player. So I thought, fuck it, I have the ability to hook this thing up to a HDMI, let me record this tape. So Devin was mentioning that the aspect ratio on the recording is a bit weird. To explain, this is a late stage VHS player, or VCR, if we're going to do it in American. It is capable of supporting widescreen presentations, which, fun fact, VHS could do widescreen. It was one of its weird features it could do. Wasn't utilized much, but this tape is recorded in a really weird aspect ratio. Like, I think they recorded it in 16:9, then formatted it for 4:3 for the average, screen that would be in the back room of a Toys R Us break room, and then it got stretched again to 16:10 at some point. So it does look a little bit weird, but that is how it was presented. To back me up on this, Devin, Flyer, my wife and his wife, have been their wife, have been watching a random recording we found from Cartoon Network circa 2004, which is recorded in widescreen on VHS, and Devin will confirm this ratio on that is correct.
Yeah. The thing that I thought was funny, outside of the guy being a whiny little shithead because it was formatted weird, was we were watching, because I found it fascinating going back and watching stuff from when I was like a kid and seeing things that I didn't understand, like on the late night shows I didn't watch growing up. We were watching an episode from 2003 of Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and it got to it was like, you know, making fun of like George Bush, and I was like, yeah, no, this makes a lot more sense now that I'm an adult, because that guy was a fucking idiot. But like going back and like seeing like all the ads and stuff that we watched growing up, it was like really interesting. And then we saw an ad for Subway, and we saw Jared Fogle. I was like, Jesus fuck.
So I did. This is still new to me because I didn't grow up here, but the Jared jump scare was real.
Yeah, Jared Fogle jump scare. We were like, "What the fucking shit?" Oh my god! It was very funny.
It's cool that I have this VHS player now, but like I think my mistake was I initially posted it on. I posted the link to the Internet Archive posting. I put it on Reddit. I put it on the
That
game.
was your first mistake.
Well,
yeah, you put it on, what was it, Our Game Collecting? Where else are the fucking nerds gonna congregate?
Well, I put it there because that's where I posted the tape initially, that when I found it, because it, you know, it is relevant to game collecting. And I said, hey, following up from, you know, a few months ago I posted I found this tape, here's the archive of it. Just kind of, because I did post out the tape and there was a lot of interest in people saying, hey, you should archive this. And then it's weird, so anyone who's familiar with Reddit is probably familiar with the concept of karma whoring, where you basically intentionally post things to get upvotes, and how that fucking algorithm works, I don't fucking understand it. They told me, go post it on our VHS.
Who cares?
Yeah, fake internet points. Post it on this subreddit, so I did. And I got told to post it on another fucking subreddit, and it was just like, oh my god. You guys are actively encouraging me to basically karma whore here, thank you very much. And it was just weird. It was just like, I'll be real, 90% of the people were fine. They're like, thank you for archiving, this is really cool. And then some other people were just like, you know, one guy in particular got really mad about it and was just like, yeah, the aspiration is wrong, you need to do it in this, you need to do it in that. Here's how I would do it. And everyone's just like, shut the fuck up, nerd. And some other guy complained, so when I recorded it, I intentionally tried to record it in a higher quality H.264 encoded MP4 file as I could. Something that's very compatible, that anyone can download it and play around with it. I did use my Elgato to do the actual recording, so it's running. I think the tape actually plays at 48 hertz. The recording's at 60 hertz. It's fine. It's not impact anything, and it's also in 1080p because the Elgato will not take the signal. So I converted it to 1080p. Makes my life easier. Someone complained that it was a 3 gig file. To which I'm like, yeah, but it's incredibly high quality. I think it's like, I forget what the bit rate is. I want to say it's a very high bit rate on there. It's a very compatible file, so do what the fuck you want with it. Like, if you're worried about 3 gigs, then why the hell are you into archiving? Also, zesty beverage snap there from Sander, not sponsored, but
Literally
could
didn't
be.
come up on the mic.
Rip it
Would it
and
come
rip
through on the
it.
recording?
Refreshing beverage.
Zesty beverage.
That being said, it was a really neat video, though, I will say. Like seeing how, you know, Toys R Us wanted to sell it and actively admitting they only made $7 on each Game Boy Advance sold was like wild to me.
Yeah, the whole tape, I always worked in retail. It's probably a bit of a PTSD trigger. Just some of those upselling calls you get because, like, we need you to sell accessories and games with the console because we make $7 a profit per system sold, but we also make $7 a profit per game sold, and the games are only $29.99. They're literally them breaking it down.
Holy shit! Game Boy Advance games were only $30.
Yeah. Well,
Remember to sell the beginner's guide with the game, especially if, like in the videotape, you want to sell the wrong beginner's guide for another game.
it
No,
was a
it's
bias
just
guide,
wild.
wasn't it? Yeah.
It's just wild to me because it's like now trying to collect like the old Pokemon games, right? It's just like, it's like
fuck me.
$80 to $120 for each one. I'm like, I could have had this for $30 when I was a kid. Fuck me.
More than that. Have you seen the cost of Emerald?
Has it gone up from 120? That's the last time I saw it.
Yeah, last I looked, it was like 200.
Fuck!
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm never gonna get to play an actual physical copy of Emerald. That's dog shit, bro.
So glad I got mine for free because it was thrown at me by a former employer. Not a joke, actually happened.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
aware.
literally, he just went, "Eh."
Yeah, because he thought it was like broken, right? Like you couldn't fix it or whatever, and then you ended up fixing it.
Didn't work out what was wrong with it. He was just in a rage and just a bit of a knobhead. We had been paid on time that week, so I was kind of in a mood as well. And he just starts throwing shit, and then he throws this thing at me, and I'm just like, wow, thanks. He goes, throw that away, it's fucking broken. And I kind of pick it up, I look at it, and I'm like, I bet you anything if I get this home, I can So I just threw
Yep,
it
boss,
away.
I'll throw it out.
Yeah, I threw it
Puts in
away.
pocket. I'll throw it out
yeah.
later when I'm leaving.
Yeah, into my back pocket. Took it home, took the circuit board across because the I forget what was on it. There's like a weird goo on the on one of the contacts of the board. Cleaned off. Yeah,
Gamer
definitely
goo?
some sort of
No.
gamer goo. Yeah. A little bit of rubbing alcohol later, cleaned it off. Wouldn't you know it, the fucker works beautifully. Yeah, somebody definitely had some gamer goo on there. Yeah, just the act of being annoyed to death by a very overly enthusiastic archivist, and it was rapidly becoming clear that it wasn't that I uploaded it wrong or anything like that. The same guy who got in a tiffy about the file format I used or anything like that also happened to be somebody who made an offer to buy the tape from me a while ago. And it looks like he's got a history of doing this, where he goes to people who have found these sort of things and tries to buy it from them. Very clearly clout chasing, the kind of person, I think, the Quentin Reviews tweet that Xander posted about, like, people basically hoping to get their name dropped in a YouTube documentary about obscure media. But the source of this tape being found in the archive. Very clearly what was going on there. This dude was very clearly trying to clout chase in the chance of getting your name dropped in a big... I
That
don't
shit's
care
annoying.
about that. I don't care about that sort of shit. Yeah, do I have YouTube channel? Of course I fucking do. Online. If I find something like that, speaking as a Dreamcast collector here, I am going to archive it and share it with the relevant people because I feel it's important, not because I'm trying to get some free fucking internet brownie points like off.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do it in some randomly overly fucking insane way because this is what you want to do. I did it in a way that was comfortable for me, that was of high quality, and now the rip is out there for everyone to use. So there you go, fuck off. And that's me bitching about archiving enough for a month because I'll be honest, the whole experience has made me not want to archive things ever again.
Which
at
is
least not
fair.
publicly. Like, the thing is, I have other items which should be archived. I currently lack the hardware to archive them properly.
Yeah, why do you think so many things that are meant to be archived are in private collection?
Yeah, because this is the thing as being a collector. You get accused a lot of the time of gatekeeping hobbies from people because you have access to items that you're not sharing. And it's just like, you realize why, because archivists are, they have a reputation for, well, I'm trying to find a politically correct way of saying
Big
this.
obnoxious cunts.
We'll go with that, yeah. We'll go with that compared to what I wanted to say.
Insufferable cockasses.
We'll go with that, yeah, compared to what I was going to say.
Being named Roy.
Yeah, that's a skill issue.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine being named Roy? What a fucking loser.
Imagine failing at the name selection screen.
No, it's just because I have this Dreamcast white label game. I play the game through, the gameplay bit's out there. If I ever get a katana unit, I should rip it and upload the ISO.
If you
I
have a
don't wanna-
katana, you're gonna cut. You're not gonna rip.
Yeah. You commit Sudoku.
That was
Yeah.
development unit, Fly.
This has been
Development.
insert title here.
Stop giving me such easy shots.
This is how they get back at me for that intro joke. I swear to God.
I mean, to be fair, you deserve it.
I do. I really do. I really do. Oh my God. But yeah, no, that's been my major annoyance of the week. I've got some other fun to talk about as well if you guys want to. But someone else just stop me from yapping because otherwise I'll be here bitching for the next half hour.
You
We don't want that.
literally do nothing but yap. This is your job.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Not just about this topic, but in general. It is to yap.
I mean, if we want to change subject, I have something we can talk about for sure. So since the last time we had our podcast, Marvel vs. Capcom collection came out.
Yes.
I've been playing the fucking shit out of that. It is so much. Yes, I have. Don't you lie to me. It's been a hell of a lot of fun just revisiting these games from like, not only like the games from my childhood, like Marvel superheroes, but also like getting to like actually take time and like practice like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has been like a hoot and a half. Like I know we were joking earlier like about like the whole, you know, light punch, medium punch, light kick, heavy kick, keep the rhythm up. Like no, like it's like I'm having a fucking great time playing Marvel 2, like playing online, because like, and if anyone knows me, like, you know, like I used to get fucking like super angry playing online. Like I'd get really angry, really upset because
Yeah,
like
some of us here have played with you about this.
yeah, fuck off. Anyway, but like, I'd like to think I'm a lot better about it now, especially since like I've been playing Marvel on stream a lot. And like even losing online, I'm not getting mad because I'm actually being like, oh yeah, no, my opponent, like they just outplayed me, or oh no, they were really good, like they like, you know, they had their combos down, or they just outdid me, or they just like, oh, I pressed a button, you know, that sort of thing. Like I've been having I've been a lot better sport about it, but like I've also just been having just a lot of fun. Like the rollback is nice, the gameplay is really just like solid. It's just Marvel in its purest form, and I'm having the fucking time of my life. Like I'm literally like waiting for more of my friends to get this game so I can play with them, because I just want to throw hands as Spider-Man or do horrible things as Blackheart. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
So it's Marvel, baby.
It's Marvel,
oh, no,
baby.
you're gonna tell the story about how I introduced you to some of this ancient evil.
Of course, the New Yorker is the one who does it. For the record, of course, it's the fucking New Yorker.
So like, okay, so I've been playing around in Marvel. My team usually is just like, you know, it was Spider-Man, Gambit, and I don't remember who my third was because I was just kind of messing around. Flyer's like, hey, you should play Spider-Man, Ryu, and Blackheart, and I was just like, okay, and I played Spider-Man, Ryu, Blackheart, and like that team was like kind of funny because Ryu's, you know, his anti-air assist is invincible on startup, so he comes in and he doesn't get hit, and it's very funny. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is fun. I'm having fun playing this because, like, you know, Spider-Man's combos practically haven't changed from Marvel superheroes all the way to this, so it's like, you know, it's fine, it's whatever. And then Flyer's like, hey Devin, I got a new team for you. I'm like, okay, what is it? And he's like, Blackheart B, Doom B, Cable B. I'm just like, okay, that's kind of disgusting, but I'll check it out.
Your mission assignment: build up meter and then put Cable into Hyper Viper.
I quite literally, I went through the arcade mode and didn't lose a single time. I beat the boss on my first try, the final boss on my first try. I'm like, what the fuck? My level, like my score was a good like 300 million higher than it was with my previous team I mentioned. I'm like, what the fuck happened here? What is this? What black magic sorcery is this? And then I told one of my friends about it, about my team, and he was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I think it's very important that you have characters that you play to have fun, and characters that you play so only you have fun.
Yeah, it's like you said, like, I spent $50 on this collection. I don't care if you spent $50 on the collection. I'm the one playing the video game right now.
Have you bumped into Justin Wong online yet? Because I've been hearing that's a recurring gag.
Dude, the Wazzler is terrifying.
No, I have not. I haven't played Marvel 2 online a lot, and when I do play, I'm mostly playing casual because I'm not really doing competitive.
Yeah.
Mainly just because I think playing competitive just makes you kind of like, it loses sight of the game itself. You're just trying to get on the scoreboard instead of just playing the game to have fun.
Lock into MSP and MSS a lot.
Exactly, and I don't really want to do
Not
that.
that those aren't fun teams, but they've been overplayed for what the better part of what, 16, 15 years?
Longer than
Give or
that.
take.
Longer than that.
No, I'm aware of longer, but I'm saying that like MSP really took off in when fucking like DC Bear and Fightcade started to actually support Marvel 2.
Before then, because
No, I'm aware of that before, but I'm saying that more people had access.
Yeah, Yipes seems to what
I've never played this game before, so every time you say MSP, I keep hearing DSP.
Yeah,
and I keep
Darkseidville definitely
Darkseidville.
played it.
MSP is Magneto,
Storm,
Sentinel.
Psylocke, right?
Yeah.
Was it Storm or
Magneto
Sentinel?
Storm's Psylocke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, yeah. But yeah, no.
I've only played Marvel 3.
Marvel 3 is alright, but I think I just like Marvel 2 more because it just feels better. And I say that knowing full well I've played more Marvel 3 than I've ever played Marvel 2. But it's
There's just something about Marvel 2 that just feels different.
I think it's the fact it's also got like a bigger cast of characters too, and there's like more variety. And we say that knowing full well we just said like, oh yeah, you're gonna run into these two teams specifically on ladder, but like I meant like playing with other.
Well, yeah,
people,
but Marvel 3 has also run into that problem where it was what it was fucking Magneto, Phoenix, Storm.
Yeah, Magneto.
So MSP came back again, just doing a new P.
It wasn't that at all. It was
Dude,
it was a Christian team. Yeah,
Well,
it was a
no,
Christian
I'm
team.
saying
Virgil,
before
Morgan,
before
and
Virgil had.
because
Because when Virgil came in, it was just locked in. It was just no. If you don't have a Virgil on your team, good luck.
What was it? It was Virgil, Morgan, and who else? Was it Zero or was it Doom?
Either or, they're both good. You got Zero's lightning loops. You've got Doom's fucking crazy foot dive.
Hidden missile.
Hidden missile assist. Yeah, it's just.
I fucking love a foot dive loop. I fucking love a foot dive loop in level 3. Oh, that's my
foot
shit.
dive's been in there since.
Yeah, but
Marvel superhero.
But Marvel 3 foot dive loops are crispy. Oh, that good kind of crispy.
But either way, though, it's just like I was saying, it just feels more fun to play Marvel 2 because it's just, again, there's a lot more variety when I'm playing online. There's a lot more people like to make their own teams and have fun with it. There's also like the point system that people like to build their teams with, like, you know, like I think it was like Justin Wong, right? Like set up a point system in the game where it's just like certain characters are assigned certain points and you're not supposed to go over, I think, like, was it like 7 points, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And it's really fun. It's really fun to see that sort of thing. You know, it breeds what I would say like
Virgil was like 4 or 5 by himself.
Well, I was talking like Marvel 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, three they do a similar type of thing. I don't remember what I don't remember if 7 is the number they use there also, but I know it's a similar idea.
I gotta get that collection eventually and unleash that BB Hood terror onto the world because you all don't know true suffering until you have BB Hood with Doctor Doom assist.
There's also that while we're vaguely on this topic of rosters, there was that mod for 3 that's still being worked on that adds a whole bunch of characters, including was it Asura? I think it's Cyclops, yeah, a bunch. And I know Maximilian dude is working on one for Infinite.
Oh, does it make the game like not look like shit?
Yeah, that's literally the whole point, is like to visually overhaul it, because the actual game of Infinite is like fine, but it's the presentation and the visual aspect of it, which is the extreme weak part. So his idea is that if we can take this game that plays fine and make it not look like hot ass,
well, there was
we
more than
convince
just
people to actually play it.
There was more than just the presentation wrong with it as well, like the roster in that game is.
Well, yeah, the roster is also not great, but you know,
that's
you have
Disney's
to start
fault.
with something.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that was Disney's fault, and also like, I appreciate they did do some balance matches pretty quickly, but Reality Stone Web Ball will be forever in our heads.
Yeah. As well as the Easter eggs.
Yeah. Oh,
for the special edition, where it's like, that's the Infinity Stones. Nah, those are like plastic Easter eggs that you put like little Hershey Kisses in for children.
I was a fucking brand ambassador for Oculus at the time, like traveling from Best Buy to Best Buy across my state. When that game came out, and do you know how many piles of those special editions I got? And they just started marking those down and down and down. They just could not get rid of them.
I mean, it didn't help that you had like I don't remember if it was Seth Killian, but it was one of those.
Seth Killian was long gone. It was Dogtanian.
No, it was this dumb motherfucker that was like, you don't want Magneto. You want a guy that can 8-way dash.
Yeah, it was Dogtanian. DAWGTANIAN. Yeah, Seth Killian.
You don't want him. You want functions. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't want functions. I want old man Auschwitzman.
Yeah,
who could control metal.
It's almost like they built It's almost like they've built up these characters, almost like brands in a way, and people want the familiar thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you say that, but there was also some lunatic at Capcom in the 90s who wrote a letter to Mr. Marvel ambassador and said, hey, there's one particular character we want to put in our game. Oh, who is that? Shuma Gorath. And they're like, who the fuck? Shuma Gorath?
That is very Japanese.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, you mean this niche Doctor Strange villain from like 1978? What the fuck?
It got Shuma Gorath in one of the Doctor Strange films eventually from the popularity. Yeah. So I'm just saying it kind of worked out.
I mean, like Shuma Gorath was part of that. Blackheart is technically one of that.
Yeah.
I mean, Blackheart wasn't even big in the 90s. It was just like a side character in like Mephisto storylines.
Yeah, Blackheart is like Mephisto's son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, son in very big quotes. It's like he kind of, I think, broke a part of himself off that was like pure evil. And he's like, "You're a thing now. Fuck you. Go do your own thing."
It is with that.
I don't know how it works, but it's not like a child. It's an offspring.
It is with that Mephisto's never been in the Marvel game. Ask Capcom, I mean.
What would you even do with it? What would you do with it? Wow, it's Mephisto. What are the cool storylines he's been in? The Spider-Man One More Day, One Last Day.
I hate that story. I hate that story so fucking much.
I guess
like Mephisto doing that is in character for him, but that storyline just sucks.
I guess I was more thinking.
Story.
I was more thinking of as like a character, you know, because the idea of just having like, you know, the whole a good magic user. I appreciate Marvel thought that with Dormammu.
Doctor Doom, or not Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange also, yeah.
Like I appreciate Dormammu did it as well.
Well, Dormammu is again with the Shuma Gorath problem, where he's essentially a B tier side villain because Doctor Strange by itself is already a B tier superhero type of thing. Add Dormammu on top of that, and it's like, okay, cool, it's Firehead Man. What do we do with this?
I will be honest. The only time I ever saw Dormammu was when I was watching like the Spider-Man cartoon in the '90s, because there was an episode where Doctor Strange shows up and he's like, "Oh, Dormammu, blah 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 blah. I need your help, Spider-Man." And then like Carnage is there for some fucking reason. I don't remember.
I hope Carnage gets into a versus at some point instead of Venom.
There's a Deadpool story I remember reading where like a whole bunch of like the Infernal like from Hell characters show up. Like a little kind of a gang. They're undercover. They're posing as humans, and he catches them. And Dormammu just happens to be one of the ones there as they all unmask. He just goes sup, and that's all he says in the entire story. Just sup.
Yeah, I think that might have been one where Blackheart showed up.
But I think Blackheart was one of the 5. Yeah, it's gonna show up, and Deadpool's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Although to be fair, Blackheart's whole deal is he shows up and he's like, "Dude, do you want to kill Mephisto with me, please, God? I hate my dad."
I still love that.
Spider-Man, please help me. It's like, you're the devil?
I'm trying to remember what the storyline was. I think they were impersonating one of them was impersonating like Captain America after Steve Rogers after he came back after the quote unquote death, and they were just like, "Sup." It's like, "Sup, sup. What are you guys doing?" "Oh, don't worry about it." I'm like, "Do I have to worry about this?" You probably should, but
where are we going with this conversation?
Yeah.
I still love that one comic, that one panel that Flyer shared the other day where it's like Thanos and the Thanos copter, and it's like, "Deadpool, it's me, Thanos." Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Where was that Thanos copter from? What game was that from? You found an Easter egg for it?
It Easter eggs in the Loki show, but it's originally from Spidey and the Electric Company side series, which was a whole like 36-page thing with like, I don't know, 50-something issues in like the 70s.
It's so dumb.
And the whole point is that it was like some type of like kids, like specifically for children.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And it's like, oh, here's the cosmic cube. It can control reality. What happens? Hellcat has it. Thanos takes it. And then he loses it at the park. Or some shit.
Like
and like
Central
an 8-year-old picks it up. And then Thanos threatens to beat up the kid and takes it back. And then like Spider-Man has to stop him with Hellcat. I don't fucking know.
I'm imagining like
it's
not
goofy.
Hellcat. I'm not imagining Hellcat as in Hellcat. I'm imagining Hellcat as a Dodge Hellcat.
Spider-Man
just driving
either
it.
called Hellcat or the Cat. I don't remember. Cat was involved in some capacity.
Just Spider-Man flooring it through like through downtown Manhattan, cutting people off, just zooming around in a fucking Dodge Hellcat, slamming into post boxes, everything.
Spider-Man would definitely wear a helmet. Let's be real. If he's driving a bike.
He would. Spider-Man is all for bike safety.
But would he use a seatbelt?
Yes.
I don't know.
Is he a type of guy?
Yes, but it'll be his web. He'd web himself in.
Me and Adam had the same thought.
God, there's so much shit in those early Spider-Man. It's like Spider-Man can make things with his web, like a fucking umbrella. It's like, huh?
Or a parachute.
Yeah, or a parachute.
Or a condom.
People wonder why his character's been rebooted so many times. It's because of this. They just boost the bullshit out their fucking asses. I swear to God.
It's like Silver Age Superman, you know? Like he used to be able to do anything.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Wolverine. It's like in this issue, Wolverine can come back from being shot, but in this issue, Wolverine can come back if all of his skin has been atomized off by the fucking Sentinel going big hand beam, and now he's just a metal skeleton. But if even one cell of his exists, he can come back. It's like, who the fuck is writing this?
Psychopaths. But that being said, back to the original conversation at hand, it's because we have derailed so far from Marvel's versus Capcom.
I can't even figure out where we are. I'm so fucking lost.
I want my friends to get the collection. Please get the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I want to fight my friends with Spider-Man and have J. Jonah Jameson call me a fucking menace. Please, like I need it. I need to. I need
You can
more
make
Marvel.
this happen by donating to local PBS. I don't know. This episode brought to you by the letter Y.
Speaking of video games, Xander wanted to talk about this. Playing video games, like I guess it was about Mega Man 8, right? It was like a bad video game,
Okay.
or
Yes, so for some fucking context, I'm not entirely sure how we got on the conversation, but at some point we were Adam was asking which Mega Man was the one where it's like Mega Man 8,
The infamously bad dub.
you know
yeah.
that one with the fucking dub. And then I just offhandedly mentioned, oh, that's the first Mega Man I ever played. And they started like apologizing to me. I was like, no, I love that game. Like unironically, that game fucking rocks to me.
Like, it's not
Like,
a bad
sure.
Mega Man.
Yeah, like the gameplay itself, fucking smooth as shit. Fucking, I remember this weird fucking ice level with all these fucking penguins and shit. And I was doing all these like swoosy slides and shit. I was like, yeah, woo! And fucking it was fun as fuck. But even like, even as like a fucking kid, like I know that dub was like bad, but I loved it. You know what I mean? Like fucking the game opens up from this fucking like just this random ass fucking like what robot battle in space, and one of them crashes on Earth, and then it just hard cuts to fucking Mega Man versus
Bass.
Is it Bass or Bass? I always say Bass
Bass.
accidentally.
Bass like the guitar.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they called him Bass in Mega
Yeah.
Man 8, and that's why I'm forever cursed to call him Bass.
he's called Forte in
so I'm
the Japanese dub, but
I'm just gonna call him Bass from now on because it's Mega Man 8. Fuck it.
It's music themed.
yeah.
Yeah, like the bass guitar.
Oh wait, no, that's his dog. It's
so-
Forte, isn't it?
So I'm imagining now like an actual like a bass as in a fish now playing a bass
Yeah.
guitar. Confusing the fuck out of everybody.
The
Like
fish is now a bass.
it's like a little flipper trying to reach over the strings and it goes dun 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 dun.
Anyway,
So fucking it literally hard cuts to fucking Mega Man and Bass fucking fighting each other, and Mega Man in this exact goes, Bass, why are we fighting? We are not enemies. And then Bass just goes, shut up, just like that. And then there's like this short little like fight sequence in the middle of this city that they're just completely demolishing too. Like whoever's in those buildings are dead. Fucking, and then like Dr. Light starts talking like, whoa, Mega Man, whoa, Mega Man,
We
Dr.
find those energy
Wily,
crystals. We find Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wily was here. Dr. Wily put it in my butt one day, Mega Man. That's why Dr. Wily got me on it. And I'm just like, oh, this is rocks. And like, I unironically, somehow, even with this horrible dub, get invested in the fucking story. And I'm like trying to figure out what's going on with this robot dude after fucking like Dr. Light shit fucking finds him. I don't remember what the fuck happens after him and Mega Man team up. 'Cause I know I beat it, but like it just becomes a boss rush at the end, like every fucking
Yeah.
Mega Man game does, and I really hated that as a kid. But fucking outside of that, fucking like that shit, that rocked. Before I was able to play any Mega Man games, fucking my friend Anthony in elementary school, fucking he would like tell me about it and shit, and sometimes like I would have him call me on the phone and then like turn the speakers up on whatever game he was playing so I could pretend I was playing it. We did that with like Digimon World and shit, but he was like, fucking like telling me all the different Mega Man games out there. I was like, oh shit. And before like my mom agreed to like buy me one, or we could find one or whatever, I used to pretend that Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue was a Mega Man game, and I would just go around and pretend to be Mega Man in that, and that shit was like some of the most fun I've ever had in my entire fucking life.
I know you're shitposting on a tiny bit here, but unironically, that Buzz Lightyear game is actually not awful.
I'm not shitposting. It's genuinely a great game.
Actually quite fun to play, yeah. It's one of those ones I've been meaning to pick up. I'm playing it a fair bit as a kid on PlayStation 1. I think it's on Dreamcast as well.
I have a copy. It was actually one of the first PS1 games I decided to buy when I started like grabbing stuff. Like even if it disc rots or whatever, you know, like
Disc rot PS1 games is a lot less common than nice black coating. It happens, don't get me wrong, but it's way less common. So at least I shouldn't have to worry about that too much.
Yeah, the first 3 video games I ever played were the original Tekken on PS1, the original Guilty Gear, which I thought was called Missing Link for the longest fucking time, so I never made the connection that Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue were connected until after meeting Devin and playing Blaze Blue with him. And then the third fucking game I ever played, and the first game that was like I ever played to completion, because like Guilty Gear was an arcade game and I had no idea what the fuck to do there, was Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the fucking rescue. After that was Spyro.
Actually,
man, Toy Story 2, fucking amazing.
I wanted to bring this up because you brought up Tekken, and I've been looking for an excuse to tell you this. So, in Tekken 8 story mode, and Xander, I feel like you're gonna kick out of this. If you play Kazuya and you beat Kazuya story mode, Kazuya is like, oh yeah, I've defeated Jin. I'm now like king of the fucking world. Iron Fist, Mishima Zamatsu, what the fuck ever.
Iron Fist.
Someone asked him, like I think doing an interview with him, just like, Kazuya Mishima, what is it you do now that the war is over and like you kind of like you can have whatever you want, It's like, huh, and he like gives like this smile, right? And then he just like shows off his fucking sneaker collection. Kazuya Mishima is canonically a fucking sneakerhead.
Yeah, he's been a sneakerhead. That's been a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
How much is Tekken? How much is Tekken right now on the Steam store? Look it up for me, because I'm in the middle of trying not to die in Halo.
All of a sudden, Xander feels incredibly represented.
$70.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Still?
It's been out for only like 9 months right now. It might go on sale soon.
It should be fucking $30 now.
You see what it is on CD.
I'll check Fanatical as well. I would say wishlist that shit. We've got the fucking Halloween sale coming.
It is 33 on CD. We're in a Discord call. His eyes just went.
Oh, my guy died.
He heard Kazuya Mishima as a sneakerhead, was like, oh!
Okay, so real quick, because I don't think I've ever got to really talk about this on the podcast, or whatever. I hate calling this a podcast because we're just fucking rambling about shit.
Yeah, that's what a podcast is.
About to say.
But David Draymond exists, and we had a story arc with David Draymond, man. Podcasts don't have story arcs; they have podcasts and white guys and depression.
Yeah, we have that.
And
yeah.
Don't say weed. Don't say weed. Don't say weed. Don't say weed. Cannabis. Fuck.
Yeah, we have you and Devin for that.
So anyway, my friend Josh, fucking, great dude, fucking, one day at work, he was just like, hey, you need some new shoes, man. And I was like, yes, I do, because my shoes are falling apart. And I kept forgetting to buy shoes, so I would buy everything else and then have no money and then be like, ah, fuck, I forgot shoes. It was like, they were like paper at this point. It was fucking so gross, and like it was raining constantly, and you could just smell the shoes. I was like, God damn it! So I just kept calling into work so I wouldn't have to fucking go to work with my awful smelling shoes. Anyway, he was able to help me get my first pair of like Nikes, and they were the fucking Air Max 97s. Yeah, and they're like the red and blue, and they're like fucking. I was like, oh, these are like some Sonic the Hedgehog shoes, and he just laughed. He was like, yeah, kind of, and fucking. So he helped me. He could get those at like a really good price, and then fucking that started the fucking addiction. And then I remembered I flashed, and I saw fucking the Green Goblin's shoes in fucking the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and they were flight posits.
Yeah.
And fucking, I was like, but I didn't know what they were at the time. So I went to Josh. So like, I walked over to the building he was in because we weren't even working in the same building at that point. Because we had to swap around. And fucking, I walked all the way over there on my lunch break, and I pulled out my phone and I showed him the Green Goblin shoes. I go, what are these? He goes, oh, those are flights. I was like, flights? He goes, yeah, flight posits. I was like, all right, I need all of these. And so I started looking into it, and then fucking my brain fucking like remembered the fucking the 2000 or the 2001 Olympic Games when Kevin Garnett was fucking playing on the Olympics team. He had these fucking pair of shoes that looked like fucking robot feet. They were blue and they had like a white part like up to the thing, and they were called the Flight Posit 2s, but they never released that specific colorway out. The closest they had was the same blue but with the blacks. And so like I tracked down a fucking like a vintage ass pair of those, wore them once, and they started to dissolve because they're so old. So I quickly repaired them up and put them back, and so now they're just like my display shoes or whatever. I can't believe I just said that. Me, Josh, and our friend Micah all got the exact same fucking like bright red fucking like beautiful fucking pair, and those are the bro shoes. we started a group chat at work called the Bro Shoe Group, and we would coordinate when we were all gonna wear the fucking Air Max 98s. And then fucking so then I got these Oreo fucking Flight Posit ones, the original versions. So they're the green Goblin shoes, but in a colorway that's not weird to walk around in. And then I got the bronze versions, which almost look gold. So it's like you're wearing a fucking like a suit of fucking armor on your feet, it looks like. And then I got the fleece fucking foam posits, which are like the big original version of the foam posit lines. And fucking those just look so fucking fresh and fucking cool. They're like my house shoes and shit. It started running into a wall because I just looked around at my shoes. And then fucking God, what else did I get? Oh, and then they finally fucking did it. They released the fucking Kevin Garnett colorway of the fucking foam, the Flight 2s. And I was like, what the fuck? The year I started collecting shoes, they hadn't released the Flight Posit 2 in fucking over 10 years. And they released the exact fucking Kevin Garnett fucking colorway. And I was like, anything is possible. Oh my God. And I bought a fucking pair, man. And I keep those things fucking clean. Like, those are like my event shoes. Like, they don't go with shit because they're blue and bright fucking white. But if you put on the right kind of like fucking dark suit with like a dark fucking like undershirt and just a fucking just pure black fucking tie and shit, and everything's black except those shoes. Oh, bro, they're so fucking fresh. Holy shit, I love that shit. And then I got these shit ass skate shoes from Braille. We're not gonna talk about Braille because a bunch of shit happened and I don't like it. And then I got fucking more Nikes. I got their Nike SB, their Ishads, the most comfortable fucking shoe I've ever worn. They fucking molded my feet just fucking perfectly. I have to wear size 14 feet for reference. I'm 5'6", as we recently learned, not 5'8". I'm 5'6", and I have size 14 fucking feet. And it's not so much that they're long, it's that they're wide. They're super wide. Fucking, they would probably be like a size 12 or maybe like a 13 if I could get like a double wide, but they don't make double wide shoes. So I have to just size the fuck up when I want like the fancy ass fucking, you know, like Nikes, you know? But the Ishads, they're just 14s are a little too big. 13s would have been perfect because I guess the skater who they designed those for or with or whatever, like Ishad, fucking he has like those wide ass feet or whatever too, and like, goddamn, they're perfect to fucking skateboard too. Because I think I mentioned on the last episode, but fucking I've gotten into skateboarding last December as a way to get around because I can't drive because seizures and shit, and I'm not about to fucking like put somebody else's life at risk just so I can go get like a bagel from the bagel store or whatever the fuck normal people do in cars. But fucking like the place I live is relatively kind of rough around the immediate area as far as like skateability, but if you go down just a little bit, there's like some bike lanes and like paths and shit that you can kind of fucking, you know, skate around and shit. And I got a fucking cruiser and shit. It's beautiful. I love it. Awesome. But all the shoes I have like little fucking like arches and shit that don't, so it's not a full like connection with the skateboard. And it completely fucks up your balance, completely fucks up your grip on it, and fucking on top of it, most of them being like the fucking like the thick ass plastic shoes and shit. fucking you can't feel the board at all, so it's just fucking weird. The Ashads are fucking perfect. They have cushioning with the Nike Air pockets, but they give you the feel of the board. They're completely flat, and they just fucking like mold to your feet, and it's just fucking beautiful and perfect and awesome, and I love this shit. And fucking I should probably not buy any more shoes. However, they released the Flight Posit 2s in this pure fucking like purple that shines in the fucking light and like has these little fucking beautiful particles, and like they came out when I couldn't afford it. And like they don't make them anymore. So I have to stream tomorrow, so come, this will be posted after the shit. But come subscribe to me on Twitch so I can afford shoes. Oh my god, I want those shoes so bad, man. Holy shit, I just remembered they existed and I almost just exploded out of my fucking body. Anyway, sorry for going on about shoes for like 400 minutes. I love shoes.
This is why he's a Kazuya main.
Yeah. You know what kills about sneakerheads though? It's always the people you never expect to be a sneakerhead.
I don't know. Markman kind of looks like the biggest sneakerhead. Is one.
Oh no. Do you know the biggest sneakerhead I can think of off the top of my head is? James May.
Who's that?
James
Captain
May's a
Slow.
sneakerhead.
Yeah. Seriously. Every time I look at him,
who that is?
James May. He was one of the hosts of Top Gear, the host of the Grand Tour.
Oh.
Captain Slow.
The most milk toast
Is
white.
he the curly-headed one?
He's the one with the long hair. The curly-headed one is
Which
Jeremy
one's the curly-headed one?
Jeremy Clarkson.
He would look good in some Nike Shocks.
But no, seriously, like,
Sorry.
every time I look at a picture of James May, like, look at his shoes, and you'd be like, oh, fuck. And then there's like people out there who identify what year, make, model, and all that shit they are, and how much they cost on the aftermarket. The guy is a seriously massive sneakerhead. You will never see him in the same pair twice. And, like,
Yeah.
it's nuts. And you would never expect it out of this guy who, like, tinkers with old car parts and has a bit of an obsession with like old planes and whatnot. Just that massive sneakerhead. Like, I remember seeing him on one of the episodes of the Grand Tour. He shows up in like these bright orange trainers, and I'm looking like, what the hell are those? And then I go on the subreddit, and people are like identifying them, and apparently they're like limited edition, one of like 400 pairs ever made. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Like, oh my god. And he understands the difference between a pod and a DAP. Apparently, I have no idea what that means. Xander, what the hell is the difference between a pod and a DAP?
I have no idea. Maybe that's British.
Yeah, it's a Nike thing, apparently. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's always the people you least expect. Markman, though, makes sense. But Markman also is like, he hangs out with video game collectors. We all have the same disease. It's called hoarding.
I know the sneaker like scene is kind of fucking weird right now because there's a lot of fucking there's a lot of crazy ass white dudes out there called hype beasts who just fucking
God.
like they get on whatever's fucking trendy, buy the shit up, try to flip it, make money, and all that shit. And so like it's not something I grew up with. It's not something I'm heavily ingrained in. Like, and I like to acknowledge that, and I don't want to pretend that like, I've been into shoes all my life. No, my parents like pretty much refused to get me anything except like $20 Walmart shoes.
Yeah, same.
And I always got made fun of for it, but I didn't care back then. But now I do care because, goddamn, dude, fucking shoes are cool.
See, my thing with shoes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were done with that sentence.
I forgot if I was gonna say something, so it's just filler now. Okay. Go ahead.
So like for me, like so when it comes to shoes, right? Like I am incredibly tough on my shoes because like I used to be because I walked everywhere. I was always walking. I'm always going around, and and when I was working retail, like I'm always in my shoes.
Oh,
so
God,
like
yeah.
I didn't want to buy nice shoes because like they'd be ruined in like what like 3 weeks to a month, right? So like and I still have like old shoes I still wear. Like I think I still have the shoes from when like I drove Xander to Seattle, like those old orange busted up shoes. I think I still own those somewhere. Like I still have them. So like I just have like a bunch of old ass shoes that I just like I just don't buy new shoes. And when I do buy new shoes, I don't buy an expensive pair because I don't want to waste the money on like, you know, a really nice pair and then they just go to shit, you know? So it's just like, I think the most I've ever spent on shoes, I think the most was like $45 and that was it.
Can I show the retail worker's best friend? Do they let you wear like sneakers or similar type things to work?
Converses?
Get yourself a pair of Chucks. I'm serious. I am serious.
Owned by Nike.
You got whatever ankle support, flat sole, very comfortable. They're a bit more expensive. I think a pair of these genuinely is probably about $70, but these are the same pair I was wearing at Best Buy, and I haven't worked there in about 5 years. And I wear these like basically every time I go out of the house. Like this is like my go-to every day. Like I've got an all black pair as well, which I will wear. I'm interested. I'll get clocked at work, my current day job now, by someone I work with every time I see them. I have an all black pair I wear with like dress clothes, because unless you look closer, you don't realize. Hang on a second, he's not wearing dress shoes. He's wearing all black Converse Chucks. They're just comfortable. Like that's my recommendation. Yeah, it's a bit more expensive, but they'll last forever. And also, anyone who's working on retail on their feet a lot, they've got the ankle support built into them. And yeah, they're made by Nike apparently now, but good thing, a bad thing. I'm assuming there's probably child labor involved, but I'm so dystopian pilled at this point. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm so dystopian pilled at this point. I'm like, okay. Well, not this, like thumbs down, but yeah. So I'm all right.
So like on one hand, all my shoes are secondhand. Like I bought them from somebody else and shit.
Yeah.
But like the demand for them secondhand is out there, and it contributes to that. And it's like minimize it as much as you can, you know. But like, also I have to correct the fucking record. I'm sorry, Josh. I have sinned. I have 2 pairs of Jordans as well. I forget which one my red pair of Jordans is because I'm very fucking high at this point, and the Halo is just sitting here because I got distracted about shoes. But then he just gave me these other pair of Jordans right before I moved from the void to the real world, and I forget exactly which one they are too, but they're like these beautiful fucking white fucking Jordans. I'm like, I got a shoe after the shots. Yay! And like having all these shoes is super cool too, because like the wear and tear and shit is like a constant fear. But like a lot of them, like the flight posits and the foam posits, especially since they're that like plastic, like molded material and shit, they don't wear down as much as normal shoes. And having a bunch of shoes to swap out between, especially for different tasks and shit, really helps keep the wear and tear down.
Yeah.
But also, that's probably like fucking $3,000 or $4,000 of shoes.
Yeah.
So don't go that far. You don't need to go that far. Like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes is too much. You only need like 1 or 2.
Depends where you live.
Like a really good pair.
Depends where you live, because I think I've got like 3. I've got 2 pairs of 2 pairs of Converse right now in rotation.
Boots too. Fuck.
I have I do have another pair of sneakers, a pair of Vans, which are like look like Jordans, but they're Vans. They're alright, but they're not particularly comfortable. I don't really wear often. I do have a pair of snow boots though, basically used for wintertime here because you need it. Like seriously, I don't think people realize like how bad the snow gets in part of the United States.
It doesn't snow where I'm at. I miss snow.
Keep jinxing it. Keep jinxing it.
It didn't used to snow where I was, but then the first year I was here during the homelessness period, fucking like the first big snow happened. I was like, God damn it.
That's also very funny because the first time when I moved out to San Antonio and it snowed, Grim was like, I've been here for so long and I've never seen it snow. You've been here once and you brought snow with you. I'm like, I'm sorry?
I had to say, didn't you guys have that massive Texan snowstorm a couple of years ago?
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. We lost power for like a week and a half.
That was
awful.
Scary when that happened.
Yeah. Luckily it was cold enough I could, I just kept my food outside in the snow.
I mean, adapt, improvise, overcome, right?
Yeah, like I just took like the cold stuff and put it on the thing outside in the shade because there was snow that had come in and it was on our deck. So I just kind of put it on in the snow outside, kept it cold. I was just like, I want to keep this drink cold. I'm just gonna in the snow.
Just go outside. Love, want a cup of tea? Yeah, can I get some milk in it? And just goes outside and just pours it for the milk in it.
Essentially, that is what I did. But yeah, no, it's just I don't know. I just kind of miss that kind of weather. I don't know, but
You missed the snow?
Yeah, I miss the snow. Dude, it's been
I
like
like
100 fucking plus degrees for like every fucking day for like 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks in a fucking row, dude. I fucking hate it here.
So one extreme makes you miss another extreme?
I don't think snow is an extreme, honestly.
It is. Snow makes me shit myself, dude. I walk outside with a perfectly cleared colon, right? And then I get hit with that cold and immediately I gotta go make some doo-doo.
That's a fucking skill issue? I don't know what to tell you, shit boy.
It's not a skill issue.
I love snow because no one's going to go anywhere. No one's going to make me go anywhere. It's nice, beautiful. I can stay in, look at the pretty thing. Also, day job, I work from home, so I doubly
Same.
don't have to go anywhere. So, like, I'm like, ha 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 ha, motherfuckers.
I just remembered I was playing Halo.
Xander has hit this point of, oh, what was I doing again?
What was the word?
No.
No, what did you say?
I said Xander has hit this point of, what was I doing again?
Oh yeah, also I'm about to, I didn't even turn this on right. God damn it. I'm trying to hit this bong and I fucked up.
For our audio listeners, the ASMR experience you bring is designed not to bring you pleasure, but to torture you entirely.
Nah, I make sure I cut that shit out. Speaking of which, fucking, that's another cool thing. Fucking, I've probably said this before, like in private, but like, I like to joke about how I don't listen to the podcast when I edit it or whatever, but like I'm meticulously going through and removing every single tiny little annoying sound in there that might tick me off as an audience member, because I'm like, why should I put something out there that would annoy me as a listener? Like, shouldn't I, like, you know? So if you notice that there's not a whole lot of like coughing and like fucking bong hits and shit happening in the actual audio, it's because I'm doing my job right.
Good.
I'm as a nasally allergy-ridden motherfucker, I do appreciate it.
Look, I think every once in a while we should just have the bong hit.
That way the audience knows this motherfucker is zooted.
I used to leave them in some of the earlier episodes, but then I would listen back and it would just annoy the fuck out of me. It drove me insane. I'd be like, "You're hitting the bong again, you stupid fucking stoner. Go to rehab." I would get pissed off at myself.
And now on Easy Listening, a bong hit from established other host, Shadow Horror.
Jesus Christ.
I love that we just completely derailed from like the whole playing like old or like not really like great video games or whatever conversation, because I brought up Kazuya wear sneakers because Tekken 1 mentioned. But to I guess to get back to that, something that I really had like a big complaint about is recently like how people react to video games like not immediately being like a fucking 10 out of 10 out of the gate. Like people think like if it's a 7, right? Like if it's a 7 out of 10, it's dog shit. And I'm like, y'all wouldn't know a fucking dog shit game if it slapped you in the face, right? Like y'all have never rented a video game like just based on like what it looked like. And then being
the
like,
box art scam was real.
yeah, like you, and then it just ruins your entire fucking weekend, right? Like that, like that's like real
That's
shit.
ageist, Devin.
I'm not being ageist. I'm just saying, like,
That's
y'all,
ageist,
that's not
Devin.
okay. That's not a thing. Shut the fuck up. Like,
Listen, for the younger audience, you may remember going to the supermarket and then at the exit there was that big red box thing.
Jesus Christ. But like what I'm saying is like, it's just like, I don't really think these people have ever really played like bad video games, and it kind of shows, you know.
I mean, it's not.
Part of me thinks that it's also a problem. Well, not really a problem, but that there's just so many video games now that it's like, oh, this game that I'm playing isn't good. I'm just gonna stop playing it and play a different one. Whereas when we grew up, it was like we went to the Blockbuster or whatever, and we're like, oh, this game box art looks cool. I wonder what it's like. And then you reach behind it to pull out the shitty, Blockbuster logo, black VHS tape looking fucking jewel case shit. And then you bring it home and it's like, congratulations, this is Frogger for PS1, dipshit.
Oh, I love Frogger 2 for PS1. It's one of the greatest games of all time.
I mean, I do remember playing Frogger on the PS1 and kind of enjoying it, but like, there are just like
look,
so.
the point here is that like they didn't understand that like vibes were a big way, and it's not like you're gonna rent the game, go home, put it in for 10 minutes, and be like, "This game sucks, Mom. Can we go back to the Blockbuster?" She's like, "No, you fucking picked that one, dipshit."
That's just kind of how it was. That's just kind of how it was, and like, and now it's just like we have it to where like if we buy a video game, right? And we don't like it, it's like in like the first 2 hours, you know, you can get a refund.
It's the Steam refund.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's something I do value. But like it's just I don't know, man. Like that's what I kind of like about like people who make their video games like on like all the indie titles I've been playing recently, right? Like I've been really thoroughly enjoying a lot of the indie titles that like Flyer has thrown my way because like they are a lot of fun. They're made by people who, you know, it feels like actually fucking play video games, right? Exactly, like yeah, fucking Pizza Tower, hella fun. Like I like one of my favorite games of like the last couple of years. But like it just feels like some people won't pick up some games because they're like not like a AAA studio or they didn't get like a 10 out of 10 rating or some shit like that, you know? And it's just like it sucks because it's like you're missing out on like these really fun experiences. And I get like not everyone has the time to like put into like every video game ever. Like I definitely don't have the time to do that anymore because it's just like with like a full-time job and then also trying to like stream with my friends and also like trying to do voiceover work and also work on editing videos. Like I don't have the fucking time to play a bunch of video games. Like I still haven't even fucking started Live Alive and someone gifted me fucking Visions of Mana and I want to play both of those. I just do not have the time.
Dude, Visions of Mana, there's some like horny looking like furry bitch. I have to play.
The squirrel bitch. Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, there's also like a cat bitch.
Down, boy, down.
The cat guy is a dude, but there's a dragon.
There's also like a naked ass cat bitch in like a bikini.
Down, boy.
Anyway,
you ever rolled up newspaper in a squirt bottle?
I don't. But like,
oh yeah, that reminds me of the recurring segment for later.
Oh god.
But like,
I missed the recurring segment of Smellman's brand and whatever the fucking condiment is.
Mayonnaise.
We only got the one sponsorship, but then they saw the way we presented the ad and they didn't like it.
What, Jones? Jones didn't like it?
No, Smellman's didn't like it. They went back and watched some of our shit and they're like, oh, these guys have some potty mouths. They say stuff like poop too much.
Yes. Yeah. Who is the bigger ad risk on this podcast, by the way? Me, Xander, or Devin?
Xander.
I like how
Unanimous Xander. Unanimous Xander.
So if I'm not here, Flyer is the ad risk.
No, Flyer is not the ad risk. Flyer is not
I'm
the
the
ad risk.
safest out of any of us.
Yeah, if Xander's not here, it's Adam.
Yeah.
And then if Adam's not here, it's Devin.
I mean, I could watch my mouth, honestly.
No, because like Adam's very easy to just put Reptar wherever he's saying, and it just sounds right. It's because I don't. There's something about Adam's fucking voice that
what
like.
What the hell does the Godzilla from Rugrats have to do with anything?
So there was this one time where I forgot what he said, but I was like, oh, I don't want to leave that in. So I just say, hey Adam, say Reptar 3 times, and then he did this one take that I just constantly reuse anytime I need to censor him.
I used an insult. I remember right. I got a call from a telemarketer, and I was telling the story, and I used an insult which apparently does not fly anymore. I did not know this at the time. And
it doesn't fly or anything.
It was, for the record, it wasn't that bad of an insult overall. I think out of context, we should be like, what the hell does that word even mean? And then after they got told, okay, yeah, we should probably cover that one up. So,
I see. You're the type of old man that's gonna insist on using the word YouTube instead of Asian. Got it.
Oh my fucking god! Flyer, say Reptar, please.
No. I will say, however, YouTube.
The YouTube?
Yeah.
That's what we're censoring this for, yeah?
Among other things.
No.
What does Spotify give a shit?
It's for my own personal sanity.
I will say it was funny because like we were watching that video about the ramen noodles last night, and it's just like, remember when they used to say that instead of like, you know, just regular like flavor or whatever? It's just
Look, it's fine when you're talking about rugs. It's not fine when you're talking about people.
And when we talk about China as well, as in like the
I will say the one thing that I thought was
Porcelain,
funny.
you dipshit.
I will say the one thing I thought was really funny was like a few weeks ago I was talking about my cat Luna, right? And like she's a big fluffy poofy cat, and I called her a poofy floof, and I was like, can you say that? I'm like, what? Like poof? I'm like, she's poofy and floofy. Like, what do you want me to say? It's like, no, that's like
because he's English and he thinks you're saying homosexual.
Yeah, I'm just like that. What?
That's actually why they changed. That's why they changed Poof's name in the fucking new Fairly Odd Parents series to
Perry.
Whatever
Perry?
That's so dumb. I still think that's stupid.
No,
I mean, the fact that show is still ongoing is fucking stupid. But how can we stop that, man?
Nah, so I haven't watched it, so I have no opinion on it. But I have watched a lot of people be like, "Man, this was actually really fucking good." Actually, and I was like, "All right, cool. I'm glad it's good. Hopefully, it gets another season so it can get gooder."
I've also heard the knee-jerk reaction where they're like, "Oh, the new kid is just Black Timmy," and I'm like, "Look, how far can we go with this premise of kid in shit house has magic shit? Like, how many times can we regurgitate this? Eventually, we're going to hit a point where you're just saying it's like X version of Y. Like,
how long has
they did a thing. It's been going on since like 1999, but they did a thing in Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy apparently like wished that like time would stop, like he'd stop aging, like everyone would stop aging, and that happened for like 50 years apparently. And then like they did a thing where in the more recent season, the new character Hazel, she said something like a time-related wish, and they referenced that. They're just like, yeah, ever since an incident a few years back, all time-related wishes have to go through Father Time now. And I'm just like, that's actually really clever, like funny that they actually reference stuff that happened in the old series still. Like I do find that pretty neat. But yeah, I mean, like Fairly Odd Parents has been going on for a long ass time, and now like I'm kind of glad Timmy's no longer there because you know, I don't want to talk about voice actors on this because I don't want to be. Or Drake Bell. That too. I have opinions about voice actors and kind of why I'm not buying a certain video game that got remade, despite liking the original, because of a certain voice actor. I heard
it sucks anyway, so.
Oh, good, great. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, it was glitched out and fucking missing a bunch of shit, and there's pure silence at some points because they didn't get the music back, and then there's just random generic music popped in, and then there's this horrible filter that happens.
I assume that mods have taken care of it already or are in the process.
I thought the game sucked to begin with, so I have no fucking opinion on the new one. But
we're talking about Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
It was not very good. It was not super great to begin with. If we're gonna be completely real,
game.
I enjoyed it.
Adam's definitely that. You know what? I want to know who has the world first panty shot %. I want to know who has it so we can kill them.
You could get it literally in the first stage.
No, I'm aware, but I want to know who has who has world first panty %.
That was,
and I want to kill them specifically.
Unironically, that was my game of the year for 2012, and I played that game so fucking.
Hold on a minute.
Games
that came out
and all that.
in 2012.
Mass Effect.
It just wasn't my jam on the gameplay.
That's fair. I mean, I think the gameplay is solid.
I absolutely would not have put Lollipop Chainsaw. I mean, Sleeping Dogs came out that year. Max Payne 3 came out that year. Dishonored 1 came out that year.
Triple
Is Sleeping Dogs the Kung Fu GTA Square Enix game?
It is the True Crime Hong Kong game.
That was released by Square Enix?
I think so.
I saw the poster.
The Line was 2012. You fucking put Lollipop Chainsaw above Spec Ops The Line?
I stole the poster.
Spec Ops The Line was
above
shit. What if I was the
Wrath?
bad guy the whole time?
Oh wait, hold on now. Asura's Wrath was really good. Hold on now.
XCOM Enemy Unknown?
Oh shit.
No, played that
Hotline Miami?
I don't know if I played Hotline Miami.
Resident Evil Revelations?
Okay, it's not actually that good. Revelations.
Revelations
The
is
Amazing
good.
Spider-Man?
That okay. I have a story about that fucking game.
Fez?
Bet.
Dance Central 3?
Did you just say Fez?
He did.
Yeah,
He
Fez.
did. Okay, whoa.
I died when you said
Gravity
Fez.
Rush was 2012, man.
Okay, wait. We have to. I feel like we've got to light like some white sage or something like this to
Journey was
uncurse.
2012.
I feel like a great evil has been reawoken in both mine and Xander's brain, and I feel like we need to do some sort of cleansing ritual.
Persona 4 Arena was that year.
I would not give that game anywhere near Game of the Year, even if it was released in a different year.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
I wanted Tekken Cross Street Fighter so bad, and the fact that I don't have it makes me mad.
They keep saying it's not canceled. And it's like, shut up, Harada, you liar.
Okay, Harada, personal plea from me. I swear to thee. I'm not gonna say anything fucking weird, because that's like real gross here, real person.
Yeah.
Whatever I gotta do, I'll make the music, I'll do stupid shit behind the whatever. If you can figure out how to give me a task to do to then allow you to make Tekken Cross Street Fighter, I will do it. I cannot explain why I want this game. I don't even really like Street Fighter, which is why I don't like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, because it's more Street Fighter than Tekken. But the idea of my Tekken guys fighting the Street Fighter guys in the Tekken engine.
Yeah, but Tekken 7 is right there with Akuma.
Yeah,
That's just one guy. I want the full thing. I want a stupid crossover. I want a dumb storyline to play through that doesn't make any sense, but it's awesome and fun. And I want fucking Kazuya and fucking Ken for at like the first half to be like best friends, because they don't realize like Kazuya's the bad guy, and then when Ken figures out, they have to have like a fucking like a sad bro battle against each other, but then like their appreciation and love for each other fucking like overcomes all, and it allows them to fucking like actually like split the worlds back to where they're supposed to do, and then like fucking continue on the canon, but like only Kazuya and Ken fucking remember, and so like they have to live with the memory of losing their bro forever, but understanding that their love conquered all.
Look, I would like to make a similar plea, but I would like you to re-add Alex. I like the dinosaur with boxing moves.
Hey, it's possible.
You don't have to add Roger. Don't add. I mean, like Peter got angry about it last time. Just add the dinosaur back. I don't need the kangaroo with the bow tie, with the tie and the glasses. Even though I love him more, I'll take Alex.
I'll take Gon. Give me Gon.
Does Peter still fucking angry about the bear in Tekken?
Which bear? There's two bears.
Exactly.
There's Panda and Kuma.
Bear.
The follow-up, can I get a new Virtua Fighter with the Daytona car again?
The monkey's paw. The monkey's paw.
Can we add Sora of Tekken 8?
What?
Can we add Sora to Tekken 8? I love Sora and Smash. Don't get me wrong, but like.
Okay, so what you're saying?
Can we add into a game I will play?
I can't believe that Kazuya is Jin's Heartless.
Yeah. Just make it as dumb.
Is there anyone in Tekken with the letter X in their name as a Xehanort?
Devin. Add Ragna to fucking Tekken 8.
That would be fucking awful.
No, and make him like fucking cell shaded in Guilty Gear shit, but like 3D.
Why not just cut out the middleman and add Soul then?
Because I want Ragna.
It's the better character.
Fucking Inferno Divider.
But Soul would literally
for Kazuya is Soul.
Yeah, but the Soul would literally solo the entire like Tekken universe. It's not really fair.
Yeah. Also, I'm tired of pretending that Soul and Ragna play the exact same way. They do not.
They play differently. Ragna
doesn't way easier to play because he's more of the average Joe player, and fucking Soul became a fucking in Guilty Gear
gorilla motherfucker.
Execs, accent core plus sharp reload extra whatever the fuck.
Where's this been going?
Soul's dust loop was insane, and it makes me so confused. But then the new Guilty Gear was like, all right, he plays not like that at all. And I like new Guilty Gear. This isn't condemnation of new Guilty Gear.
To Faust, though. I don't want the Scarecrow. I want the door.
I own Strive, but I have not fucking played Strive. I don't know how I own Strive.
We're playing
I don't know why I haven't played it.
I will play with you.
But fuck it. I actually want Blaze Blue Cross Guilty Gear. Just give me that game. You fucking made cross tag. I don't like cross tag. It plays completely differently. I appreciate the people who do like it. Yeah, I appreciate the people who do like it. I don't want to say it's a bad game. It's just not my vibe. I really wanted and I hoped that we were gonna get a Blaze Blue Cross Guilty Gear. But didn't Mori just leave fucking Arc System Works?
I don't know. They just re-added a Mori character to Guilty Gear. Forgot Abba was Mori's design. Mori was the voice of the key.
They also, I don't know why, but like, why did, of all the characters to put in the fucking Guilty Gear, why are we putting a character from fucking Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
I don't know.
Because it's awesome. Have you seen Edge Runners?
Extremely dumb.
No, I haven't. But like,
I mean, if we're gonna add anybody, it should have been David.
It should have been a character from Blaze Blue.
Yeah, so I personally would have preferred Ragna, blah, 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 because I've already made the case for fucking Tekken 8, so I wouldn't want him in fucking Guilty Gear. But fucking, I think having fucking an Edge Runners character is actually pretty fucking cool in that, and I feel like they can get creative. That show fucking makes me fucking break down crying every time I watch it, and I've seen it like 4 times.
Honestly, if they're gonna add anybody from Edge Runners, like I said, it should have been David, it should have been Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca for sure. Rebecca
already
character.
Looks like a Guilty Gear character. Just put her in. She won't stand out.
Rebecca. I'm British now. Rebecca should have been put in more things, but unfortunately, for reasons she can't.
Fortunately, she has the curse of I'm actually a 1,000-year-old dragon, despite the fact that I look like I'm 12. The classic curse. You get what I mean, though.
Yeah,
she has that curse.
There was why those weird people were like, "Yeah, the fucking cyberpunk isn't woke," and it's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
The entire fucking genre has been woke since since Cyberpunk Red, the first fucking tabletop RPG for it.
Speaking of this whole nonsense, this game isn't woke. Have you seen the guy who said Space Marine 2 is the least woke video game in years, and everyone's looking at him just going,
"Have you read the source material?"
Have you seen Warhammer 40k?
I think my favorite one is with the dude that's like, "Oh, Spacehammer 40, Space Marine 2
Spacehammer 40k.
There are fucking there's black Space Marines." And I'm like, dude, you do realize that in all recognized media, the Emperor is like Middle Eastern, right? Like, look at Indian, Middle Eastern skin tone. Like, he's olive tone.
He's Turkish.
He's literally never been white ever. He's always been
Turkey mentioned.
There's also an all-black Space Marine chapter called the fucking Salamanders.
Well,
one of the biggest.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. The Salamanders are like hex code all 0 black. They're not.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, but like nobody sees the Salamanders in that universe. Like very few people have actually seen under the helmet, regardless of that fact.
Yeah, like you get to like, oh, isn't that Gene Seed technically that of the Primarch? I'm like, yeah, I've never read the material.
Yeah, and aren't the Primarchs based on the Emperor, the Middle Eastern guy? Yeah, him, the one who current like source material is arguing he may have been potentially the biblical Judas.
Yeah, who he might be Jesus, he might not be, but that's heresy.
Yeah. The modern lore is now arguing that he could have been Jesus, actual, literal, or biblical Judas. Regardless, he's from that region. he is not white at all, and he never has been in any of the art.
It's almost like to get the ideal gene seed they would want for each of the Marine chapters, they would have to, I don't know, diversify the gene pool a bit. So do what the fuck you want, make your own chapter and have fun with the creative societies. And stop being a fucking knob lord because there's a fucking black ultramarine. Shut the fuck up, dickwad.
Isn't the other thing with Space Marines is that like they start out as like regular like human children, and then like it's gene editing afterwards, like from childhood. That you're not born a Space Marine. You kind of get like assimilated into one.
Yeah, they look
the best. The fact that there are black Space Marines, Asian Space Marines, Indian Space, insert whatever you want here, is just a matter of because they're going around different places and saying, we want that kid, that kid, that kid, that kid.
Right.
So, like, yeah, of course there's going to be this. And the people that want to use Warhammer is like a fucking like, oh, it's white supremacy bullshit. It's like, dude, you're the same. You're like the cops using the Punisher logo. What are you doing? Are you missing the point?
They're always missing the fucking point.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's the most obvious thing in the world. This guy that would be turned into a fucking servitor doorknob.
That's the thing. Like they don't pay attention to that shit. They just see like big dude in armor and they're like, oh yeah, this is cool as fuck. This is like the most manly white person thing ever, and they're just fucking stupid.
You want to talk about cool dudes in like 40k? Here's all of them fucking guardsmen marines.
Yeah, I'm a
The dudes who are just regular man going up against the Tyranids, not like this Superman ass bitch. Like this dude is a regular dude with a gun, and he's fighting like fucking Zerg.
I'm a fucking Tyranid guy, so I don't care if they're for the Emperor. I don't care if they're Chaos. It all gets consumed.
Oh, there was a time where I was an Eldar fan because I'm like, oh, finally, someone that can reflect back at the Empire.
Sorry,
Turns out the Empire deals with a new race. Oh, fuck, it's off.
Sorry. I realized me and Fly just derailed to talk about 40k.
No. I just want to say that, like, fucking, I'm so glad that there are two people who are into 40k in this thing, because I know nothing about it, and I have no intention of, like, going out and seeking the knowledge myself or engaging in it, but I have a huge desire to fucking learn through osmosis, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Depending when you watch this episode, audience, there is a Humble Bundle book bundle for 40k books.
But you have to go
I
that
don't
far.
read books. I'm from Oklahoma.
The Horus
Taylor.
Heresy is so fucking good.
So, Xander, let me give you a 5-minute rendition of the most important bits of the lore, okay? Just a 5-minute overview so you kind of get up to go speed. Once upon a time, in the far-flung...
Once upon a time, it was
future-
10,000 years ago.
Okay, once upon a time, 10,000 years ago. A guy is born. This guy may or may not be important, but he was born.
Well, yeah, okay, if we're starting at that at the beginning. At roughly the time of Christ, a man is born.
In what is now Turkey. Flash forward, so we are now in the 20th century? No.
No, it's the 30,000. Because
forward.
you have the AI war, the robot war.
Yep.
Then you have the founding of the Empire.
Yep.
Then you have the Horus Heresy. And then you have everything has gone to shit.
Yeah.
And it will never get better.
Yeah, flash forward to the 41st millennium. All of that Fly has mentioned just happened. And this guy who was born 10,000 years ago is somehow still kicking about. And
Well, he's in a state of life, and on life, and he's glued to a chair.
we haven't gotten to that part yet, Fly. That's how the story ends. But this guy
No, that's
is...
not where the story ends. That's right after the Horus bit.
But I was gonna do the 5-minute version of the Horus bit instead.
Okay.
So this guy is the emperor now of mankind. Mankind is united in this one big Starship Troopers-esque. It's not Nazis, but it's Nazis. Kind of bad,
And he has
right?
a couple of rules. One, I am not a god. Don't fucking worship my ass. I am just a guy.
Yeah,
and I'm uniting humanity because there's big evil space aliens from this place called the Warp. They're scary. I don't like them.
And
So he's
two,
my
don't
original
question...
character guy who's a man who's a dude.
Yeah.
Correct. And 2, don't ask him where he got his powers from. That's an
We don't
important...
talk about
that's
that
important.
one. Because he may or may not have gotten it from the same place that the scary aliens come from.
Yeah. So this guy has... How many sons do we have? These aren't typically his sons.
I want to
they're
say
like
that there's like 36.
Yeah. Of these
Inheritors.
quote-unquote sons, which are basically his genetic material.
It's an even
with-
number, and they split in half at some point. That's all I remember. Let's just say 22 for the sake of this. We have 11 each.
So this guy has all these sons, and these sons are running factions of his army.
All
His
around
army's
the
broken-
galaxy. Not just
His
on
arm-
Earth. Like every...
Yeah. His army is known as the Imperium of Man. It's broken into 2 factions. We have the Imperial Guard, which are regular dudes like you and me. And the
Think
Space
about the
Marines.
Marines from Aliens. Those type of guys.
1 moment. Let me be clear. I am familiar with the Horus Heresy.
Okay. I was gonna.
Where do the wizards come in?
Oh, the wizards are before the Horus Heresy.
Yes.
You have tech priests.
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
I remember something about wizards and or prophets or something that
Yeah.
created the guy who is the king who is glued to the chair by his own cum.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. But yes,
Who are those wizards? Tell me about those wizards. I want to know those wizards.
We'll get there. Those are tech priests. But as these factions, these Space Marine factions, these ultra elite warriors, get spread further and further on the galaxy, they get more and more zealoty.
Rambunctious.
Rambunctious, a bit of a just zealot. You know, it gets
One
a
of them
little out of
decides that they
hand.
need a big book of rules.
Yes, the Codex Astartes, right?
This is how to
And-
be a space marine, when to be a space marine, what to do as a space marine. It's the chivalry code for dudes who walk around in big metal suits.
Yeah. And then another one says that's a bunch of bullshit.
That's like Pootie Tech.
Most of them actually say that's a bunch of bullshit. Unless you're the ultra marines.
Yeah. And this one in particular one starts to get kind of annoyed. And he starts looking into the Emperor and goes, "You're not who you say you are you?" And
Well, there's more that he's also getting very mad at the fact that the Emperor had a big rule that said, "Don't worship me," and people tend to do it. And the Emperor is kind of like, "I'm not going to stop this, but I'm not going to endorse this." And this red man is very angry at this.
Yes.
He's like, "You're not a god. You're literally a dude."
Yes.
Which is true. No one argues this point.
And then
Who's a man, who's a dude.
he and the other half of all these Space Marine chapters agree and say, "Fuck this guy." And hang on a minute, did he get his powers from the war? The big scary
From the
place?
scary alien place?
Fuck that, we want those powers too. And we all of a sudden have a civil war fracture.
This ruptures the entire empire, which was already bad, but now it's gotten a lot worse.
And now we have a period of a couple hundred years of really nasty, big, horrible civil war, which ends when Big Angry Red Man and the guy who might be God, he might be Jesus, he also might just be a dude, get into a really big fight. Angry Red Man is killed.
Hold on, Giant Emperor dude. Well, no, there's also God Emperor Man's friend Gulaman, who's also killed in this.
A bridge version,
trying
but
to
Gulaman
protect God Man.
Yeah, Godman is rendered effectively, physically just destroyed by this fight.
He is mentally and physically fucked up. Imagine a man whose balls have been so completely drained that they may as well be raisins.
I say these balls are beyond decum. This man has the Sahara Desert for testicles.
It's 4 p.m. step on your balls hour, but he went a little too hard.
Yeah.
Balls decum.
Also, he's mostly now a skeleton in a big gold suit, and the tech wizards go, "Oh fuck," and glue him into a magical chair.
The tech wizards have been a thing for a while, but they're more in the, the we fix shit, we're a little bit religious, but nothing too crazy. Now, Mr. Man gets put into the magical chair to keep him alive, and all of a sudden they are looked upon as these awesome beings who can keep the God himself alive, and how they can, and that they have this mystical power, and they can speak to the spirit in the machine, and it gets really weird and religiously
But
zealoty.
Adam, how does a magical chair keep the man alive? What do you do with the magical chair?
That's a great question. You don't unplug it.
Well, you also get you get like 200 psychic dudes a day, and you put them into a big grinder and feed that to the machine that keeps the god alive, the man who's a dude alive.
But you're not allowed to speak about that part.
And if you ever speak about it, you get put in the fucking machine.
That's heresy. Now,
and it should be noted, the Emperor of Mankind is not technically dead, but he's not technically alive. He's regenerating as fast as he's dying, so he's kind of permanently stuck at 1 HP.
Yes, and here's the funny part.
And he would be fucking pissed as shit if he ever found out he was in that chair. Because as far as he's concerned, his spirit is now in the warp, which makes it so humans can do like FTL shit. Because the scary aliens are afraid that if they ever go near that shit, the scary Emperor dude's gonna roll up and kick them in the balls.
The ironic thing is, if he dies, he actually gets reincarnated. And Chaos knows this, but the Codex Astartes does not allow for him to die. He must pay the life at all costs. So they either don't know this or willingly ignore this. So now you understand, here is 40k. And here's where we have religious zealotry, and here's where we have chaos. And think of religious zealotry strict by the rules, or absolute fucking wanton destruction, but at the cost of your sanity and mind, in a very nasty universe. Like you made, it's also very British, so it's also got a bit of humor to it. There's other factions involved. The orcs are very funny. The Tau are basically a joke from Hot Fuzz gone way too far. And then there's the Eldar, who are just space elves.
Well, they're space elves, but they're space elves, but they're also just kind of like hanging out on one planet.
Yeah. So let me break this down in a way that kind of makes sense to the layman person, just to kind of make sure I got this right.
Yeah.
So the God Emperor of Mankind is a skeleton man.
Yes.
In a big chair.
Yes.
With a bunch of tubes.
Yep.
And his gamer crust keeps him in his seat, and his mommy brings him Mountain Dew every day to keep him ready for his next gaming session.
But the Mountain Dew is made of people?
Yeah. So is Mountain Dew.
Okay.
It is mostly Soylent Green. That's why that stuff is actually like that weird green color.
So I get that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I remember though, like at the beginning when the God Emperor man dude, who's a guy, who's a dude, who's a man, who's a guy,
Yep.
is like born or created or whatever, there was like these like 7 wizard dudes or something, or priests or wizard or guys or like ruler guy mans or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the Council of Shamans or something.
Those, who are they? That's what I want to know.
I mentioned them before. Those are the ones who basically built the Golden Throne and become very religiously zealoty and worshipping this decaying corpse and made into a religion of sorts.
The too long didn't read version of this is dudes that know how to use magic in 40k that are human are called psychers. You need imagine the lady that gives you the $5 fortune reading with the magic crystal ball. Imagine her, but if she could actually do magic. The shamans are like the very first ESP wizards. So they essentially first tapped into the magic warp and kind of understood how it worked. So they kind of predicted the Emperor would appear someday, and they kind of just worked shit out so that way eventually the Emperor would come about.
Okay. That answers the burning question inside of me. Now, where does Gary Oldman fit in all of this?
Oh my
Gary
fucking
Oldman
God.
is-
Gary
Several
Oldman would
characters.
probably play the Emperor.
Well, he's voiced 100 different characters in different forms. But what's his name? Jon Snow. Yeah, no, Jon Snow.
Kit Harington?
I can't remember. But yeah, that's basically the 2 long different version. That's the Imperium of Man. Now, of course, we can get all sorts of weird and wild. But the Imperium of Man is probably the most fleshed out lore because it's probably the most. I mean, so no disrespect to the other factions, probably the most interesting. It also was like the first couple of factions, so it makes sense that they basically, really go hard on those guys. Eldar lore is a whole other thing. There is no such thing as Tyranid lore because it's just consumed.
It's the Zerg.
But yeah, I fucking.
Or the Zerg are based on the Tyranid, other way around. And then the Orc's power is let me explain it to you in a financial way. You go to you go to Wall Street, right? And you want to buy stock in Magic Company 1, right? You put money and belief into Magic Company. You believe in Magic Company 1 and you put money in, right? Stock value go up. If you stop believing in Company 1 and you take money out, value go down. If orcs think that the red car is faster than all other cars, and if enough orcs believe this, that red car is now faster.
Orcs explain in 30
That's
seconds. I love it. I love 40k orcs.
Think of orcs like stockbrokers. If they believe in a thing enough, it happens.
That's actually how it works with orcs.
There is a specific gun that they have that has no way. It's basically just a fucking tube that they put a goblin in. And if the goblin gets shot out, he fucking explodes because that's what they think is going to happen. There is an entire storyline where the whole point of it is that a couple of Space Marines managed to gaslight orcs enough where the orcs think that that particular dude and his guys can't be beaten. They're immortal.
Oh, we lost Sander.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
We lost Sander.
Oh,
There he
there's
is.
Andy. He's back.
That was an accident.
We'll cut
I was
that out
trying
of the
to.
podcast.
I thought I was boring you, and you're like, nah, man, I don't want to hear about this.
No, I had 2 messages pop up on Discord. I was like, "Is that from somebody?" And I was like, "No, it's just from the thing." But I accidentally clicked the X on it because I had this popped out.
Oh, no. Where was I? Oh, a bunch of the Space Marines basically gaslight some orcs to believe that they're immortal, and now because all of those orcs believe that, that's the case. Now they can't lose. That's how that story ends. It's like, this is just fucking psychotic. They're like, oh yeah, we paint all of our things red because red things go faster. Not a joke. That's how it works. If you get into the red thing, doesn't happen. They think it's gonna happen, it does.
What's the thing? It's like purple makes you invisible. It's like I ain't never seen a purple thing before.
Yeah.
That's one of them. I think yellow makes it explode more as well. So like
Yeah,
yellow grenade.
there's a fucking D&D race where the whole point is that if enough of them believe a thing is a god, it now is one. Famous example is that they worship the lighthouse and they started fucking actually getting up and walking around. It's like, that's a god. Same rules.
I fucking love the orcs. that's 40k in a nutshell. For like your silly side of 40k as well. You know, your grimdark stuff. You got your silly. It's a good balance. People who take it too seriously and like try to attach their personality to the Imperial Man, particularly these weird, like, for lack of a better term, like alt-right dudes who do it, particularly to Ultramarines. You look at them and just go, "You're a fucking idiot. You understand this is actively making fun of you, right?" Like, it's the same kind of dude who watches Fight Club and idolizes Tyler Durden.
Yeah,
like,
literally
watch
misses
it again.
the entire point of the whole story.
Yeah. Like,
You know, the type of people that watch Taxi Driver and go, Robert De Niro's guy is my favorite guy.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of go watch the American Psycho as well. Patrick Bateman's Alpha. It's
Just like me, for real.
Yeah.
No, Ryan Gosling hasn't fallen into that trap yet. Till he plays. Look,
but they would try. He absolutely did.
No. See, they'll do the literally me thing, and then you'll pull up Ken from Barbie, and then they'll go, But no, literally you. You gotta take this part too.
When that film first came out, do you know how many fucking idiots I saw in that jacket?
To be fair, it's a cool jacket.
It's a cool jacket, but like, guy, you are not him.
You are literally not him.
I'm he's.
He.
God.
Him, did you know?
God, the people who read Berserk and go, Griffith did nothing wrong, unironically.
They say Griffith did nothing wrong until the part where he gets raped in prison, and then they go, actually, I don't like him anymore.
Speaking of Berserk, heart right now. So for those who don't use the TikTok app, there's a channel on there called WeebMD. Please go check it out. It's a girl, and her dad right now, who knows nothing about anime or manga or anything like that, is currently reading. He's loving it.
Yeah, and he got to the fucking introduction of the egg, didn't he?
Yeah, he hasn't gotten.
Oh, he's fucked.
But he's been, like, for weeks, he's been reading it, posting updates a couple of times a week, talking about how much he likes it. Like, you know, he liked the Black Swordsman, he got through the Golden Age. Like, he grew up a massive Lord of the Rings fan. He's read every Tolkien thing, so he loves this kind of fantasy shit.
He's fucked.
He's like talking, oh yeah, my favorite character is Casca, you know, like,
no.
Weird. Yeah. And everyone's just watching it in horror going, this guy is so sweet, and please protect him. Please save him.
You are literally watching a man walk into a bus.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Devin, fill me in here. I believe that is what is referred to as a canon event.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. you can't stop it. It's coming, and there's so many people on TikTok and it's like, please,
yelling, no, stop.
No, little German boy, no.
No, little German boy, don't go into the schnoz-nose monster cave.
All that does is remind me that me and Devin have to tackle Adam and hold him down and force him to fucking finally watch Spider-Verse.
I had the opportunity to do that last month,
get him to
like
watch
2 months ago.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Finish Yu Yu Hakusho.
Finish Yu Yu Hakusho.
We've watched the first arc, so we're good. But
wow,
yeah,
now it's only tournament arcs left.
Well, I think I went to the Bugmen. But nah, it's just watching this guy, and he's so lovely, he's so sweet, he's so articulate, you know, he's clearly enjoying himself, and I'm like, oh no, we're all waiting, because the last thing we saw was he was at the egg activated.
No.
Activated, and we're just like,
just wait till he meets the horse.
If you know, you know. If you don't, it's peak fiction. Check it out. But if you know, you know. Oh my god. I can't do this, guys. I can't do this again.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to. That being said, how are we feeling about kind of calling it here, because we're almost at 2 hours?
Oh yeah, we are.
Well, real quick, the recurring segment I wanted to fucking bring back from last week.
Segment.
Fucking, how much money have I spent on Nikkei now?
Yeah, what was the last update? I think I saw on Blue Sky it was like 155 or something.
We were at 120 as of the last episode. As of now, I have spent $240 on Nikkei.
Why?
Jesus fucking Christ, Xander.
And I am stuck at chapter 18.
Okay. Follow up. I've been playing Nikkei, I think, for a little longer than you have. Would you like to know how much I've spent on it?
0, because you're a
Yeah,
free
none,
guy.
because I'm only free to play.
See, I am the exact target audience for this manipulation. This is why I
What?
typically don't want
What,
to play.
fucking anime girls with fat tits?
No, it's just the gotcha
guns?
aspect in and of itself. Even if they weren't like tits and guns and shit, I would still be fucking. Did everybody get kicked out of this except me?
Yeah.
Wow.
reverse-
I just loaded into
It's
an
like a
empty
reverse
Halo game.
eviction.
Deb, you know what this means? Let's throw fucking Balatro. Let's see.
No, I refuse to fucking get that game.
Balatro is so good.
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Why? Would you get stuck and you know it?
I
It's just make number go up the game.
it would do things to me chemically that would incline me to go make very terrible financial decisions, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. You just
When I
don't
say
go to, you
I-
just don't go gambling. Just do
That-
that
it-
instead.
I would rather just completely avoid any fucking triggers on that. When I say I'm
That's
a gambling addict, I am not kidding. I literally had to lock my card out of video games just because fucking that shit hits the brain chemical in just a way that like a bunch of things do not hit. And this is all Pokemon Fire Red's fault. That fucking slot machine got me started.
You tried to win the Porygon, huh?
I did win the Porygon.
Ah, jeez.
How long did it take, and what did it cost?
Everything.
I was paying for it. Oh my god.
So
On
you're
that
saying
note,
I shouldn't add Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers to my card and give it to you for Fantasy Blackjack?
on that.
Well, on that lack of an answer note, this has been insert title here. I'm taking over the outro now.
Yay!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. That's it.
Brush your cleft.
Brush your cleft.
And remember, the 4 areas that you must clean: armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth, and you can save time by using the same brush on all 4.
Remember, light punch, medium punch, light kick, heavy punch.
The views and opinions of Flyer Incorporated do not reflect the views and opinion of Alexander Mogus Incorporated, Sato Hara Incorporated, It's
You
the
aren't
Horse Incorporated,
incorporated.
or
This is-
any of the LLCs or incorporations that exist heretofore within the
I'll
branch
limit
of
your
the Mogus
fucking liability.
All statements made by people with using the same brush on both their butt and their head are not privy to review before being submitted. And
Goodbye.
You will not see the light of
content
this.
user-generated content. Thank you.
Yeah, just say something.